President Trump has been in office for 100 days today, and his current approval rate of 39% is the lowest a presidential approval rate has been at the 100-day point in 80 years. If you didn't vote for Donald Trump, you probably haven't changed your mind because he hasn't really changed. But his approval rate has slipped even among Republicans and independents who voted for him. And I'm guessing that probably has a lot more to do with how he's going about achieving his objectives rather than what he's doing, because he is, in fact, doing exactly what he said he was going to do. So let's take a look at a promise to get done day one. First of all, there are three promises President Trump made that he made good off. He promised to delay the TikTok ban. He promised to pull out of the Paris Climate Agreement, and he promised to pardon the January 6 rioters. And he did all of those immediately. We pulled out of the Paris Climate Agreement, and then he pardoned all of the January 6 rioters, including the ones who had criminal records. There are two other promises he made that I think we can move into the green done category. One is drill, baby, drill. President Biden had restricted some oil development through executive order, and President Trump was able to come in and rescind those executive orders. He's also begun mass deportations. He has deported quite a number of people. He has detained a lot of people, and notably, the rate of border crossings at the southern border is, I think, at a historic low. So, if stopping illegal immigration to the United States was a priority for you, he has definitely delivered on that. Trump also promised to make it easier to fire federal workers, and he has, in fact, fired tens of thousands of them, but it's a little hard to gauge how many actually are gone, because some were fired and then brought back, and some were fired, but then the courts forced them to be rehired. The promises, rescinding the guardrails on artificial intelligence and easing commercial fishing regulations, he has taken action on in the form of an executive order, but exactly how he'll achieve those goals isn't clear yet, because those orders instructed his agencies to take the next 180 days or so to find opportunities to achieve that goal. Trump also promised to impose tariffs on Canada and Mexico on day one in office. He has imposed the tariffs and then took them away. In fact, today he rolled back more of those tariffs on the auto industry. He also promised to end the conflict in Ukraine on day one. Obviously, that hasn't happened. And all the other promises are kind of tied up in the court system. He has issued executive orders trying to deliver on those promises, but they either exceed his presidential authority or he has to now wait on Congress to pass legislation. So the remaining promises are end birthright citizenship, get rid of the electric vehicle mandate, stop funding for schools that teach stuff he doesn't like, and eliminating taxes on tips and Social Security, which of course will have to be part of the budget process.